Final update. My stepdaughter tried to sabotage my honeymoon and even tried to delete my unborn baby, then she ran away from home and confessed to trying to end my pregnancy, saying that I was trying to replace her mom. I didn't know how to feel. Part of me was excited, I've always wanted to be a mom. But another part of me was terrified. How would this affect things with Renee? We'd just started to make progress, and now everything was going to change again. I decided to tell Eric first before saying anything to Renee. When I told him that night, he was shocked too. But after the initial surprise wore off, he seemed happy about it. He hugged me and said we'd figure it out together. We agreed to wait a bit before telling Renee. We wanted to process the news ourselves first and come up with a plan for how to tell her. But life had other plans. A few days later, Renee overheard me on the phone with my sister, talking about the pregnancy. She burst into my room, furious that we'd kept it from her. She started yelling about how I was trying to replace her, how the baby would ruin everything. Then she said something that stopped me cold. She said, "I knew you were pregnant. I saw the test in the trash. That's why I put those pills in your food on the honeymoon. I was trying to make you delete the baby." Eric, who had come running when he heard the yelling, looked horrified. Renee seemed to realize what she'd said and tried to take it back, but it was too late. Eric told Renee to go to her room while he and I talked. We were both in shock. We couldn't believe Renee would do something so dangerous and cruel. We're at a loss now. Renee's actions were so much worse than we thought. She didn't just try to make me sick, she tried to unalive my baby. Even though she didn't know for sure I was pregnant, the intent was there. Eric is devastated. He keeps saying he doesn't know who Renee is anymore. I'm scared and angry and don't know how to move forward. How can I ever trust Renee again? How can I feel safe having a baby in the same house as her? We're considering sending Renee to boarding school or to live with her aunt permanently. But I know that will hurt Eric deeply. He loves Renee so much, despite everything she's done. But we both agree that we can't continue like this. It's not safe for me or the baby. We've called Renee's therapist and scheduled an emergency session. We're also looking into residential treatment programs for teens with behavioral issues. It feels like a drastic step, but we don't know what else to do at this point. I'm struggling with a lot of conflicting emotions. I'm excited about the baby, but also terrified. I'm angry at Renee, but also sad for her. I love Eric, but I'm also resentful that his daughter has caused so much chaos in our lives. I don't know what the future holds for our family. I just know that something has to change, and soon. Update 3. It's been about 6 months since my last update, and a lot has changed in our lives. After Renee's confession about trying to unalive the baby, Eric and I made the difficult decision to send her to a residential treatment program. It was heartbreaking, but we felt it was necessary for everyone's safety and well-being. Renee has been in the program for about 5 months now. It hasn't been easy, but we're starting to see some positive changes. She's been working with therapists to deal with her grief over her mom's passing and her anger issues. She's also been diagnosed with depression and is on medication now. Eric visits her every week, and I go with him about once a month. Our visits were tense at first, but they're slowly getting better. Renee has apologized several times for her behavior, especially for trying to harm me and the baby. I'm not ready to forgive her completely, but I can see that she's genuinely trying to change. As for me, I'm now 7 months pregnant. Despite the stress of everything that's happened, the pregnancy has been going well. Eric and I found out we're having a boy. We're excited but also nervous about how this will affect our family dynamics. We've been going to couples therapy to work on our relationship and prepare for the baby. It's been helpful in dealing with the stress of the past year and in learning how to communicate better. We've also been working with Renee's treatment team to prepare for her eventual return home. They've recommended a step-down program where she'll live in a supervised group home for a few months before coming back to live with us. We think this will be a good transition and give everyone time to adjust. I'm still struggling with trust issues when it comes to Renee. The thought of her being around the baby makes me anxious. But I'm trying to take it one day at a time and trust in the progress she's making. Eric has been my rock through all of this. He's been supportive and understanding, even when I've had moments of doubt about our future. I know this has been incredibly hard on him too, being torn between his daughter and his wife and unborn child. We don't know exactly what the future holds, but we're committed to making it work. We're taking things slowly and focusing on healing as individuals and as a family. I want to thank everyone who's offered advice and support throughout this journey. It's been a difficult road, but I'm hopeful that we're moving in the right direction. I'll update again after the baby is born and when Renee is closer to coming home.